Mario, a game that brings us nostalgia. So much so that I decided to make a video on how artificial intelligence is used in this particular game. Welcome to Tech Vritti. This is the fifth video of the gaming series. Do watch the previous ones to understand this one in a better way. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. So without further ado, let's get started with level 5. Ideas behind Mario levels. The game which I am playing right now is not exactly the same as we used to play in our childhood, but it has all those basic elements. The Mario, the pipe, the question brick, the bricks, the enemies which are the Goombas and the Troopas. Now, there have been many researches in these fields on how these elements can be combined to create levels. And the best approach out of them is by letting the artificial intelligence system decide and make the levels. And how it does so? We provide some inputs, and those can be some design patterns, the YouTube videos, etc. And then it makes levels accordingly with variations of difficulties. And also, a very special thank you to Tommy Thompson for this amazing content. His blog is mentioned in the description below, which you can refer to after watching this video. Imagine that you are given a task of making levels for a game. What things you'll keep in mind? First and foremost is that those levels should be in a continuous pattern. Second thing is that those levels should be actually playable and not just be there for the sake of making levels. Third thing is that those levels should be in increasing order of difficulty. And last but not the least is that there should be some variations in the level. So let us discuss those points now. First thing first, the level should be continuous. It should not be that in one frame we are entering something and in the other we didn't do anything but we just died. So they should be continuous. The second thing which should be considered is that all the levels should be playable, at least. It should not be just for the sake of combining those elements, but they should be actually playable. The third thing which we should consider is that there should be an increasing order of difficulty of levels. Now obviously, if the difficulty level of 1st and 25th level is same, it would be of no interest for the player to play the game. And last but not the least, there should be some variation, at least in the surrounding. Like here, I am playing underwater game. So there should be some variation to make the game a little more interesting. Basically, level creation can be done by providing input from any of these options. The first one is generating from design patterns, second is generating from memory, third is generating from videos, and the last is learning from deception. Let's start with the first one, generating from design patterns. In this part, what happens is we recognize some common elements in the layout or structure of the levels in the game. Basically, if an AI system gets the basic rules of the game, it is easy to adopt that knowledge and create levels accordingly. In this process, according to one of the research, found out a certain number of unique design patterns within 20 levels. These patterns were enemies, staircase, etc. After this, these levels were broken into 200 vertical slides and thus common designs were recognized within subset of these slices. The output as a result was creation of levels taking these elements into account. Through this, a multi-level generator was also created using certain elements in one and few in another. Another important thing which should be noted is that when there are continuous n gram of common elements, these were also combined to create different types of levels. The drawback in the previous case was that it was not sure to make a continuous pattern, and secondly, it was also not sure that the levels are playable or not. Suppose you're reading a thriller novel. Can you understand the 20th page of the chapter without reading the first page? Sounds weird, right? So now, an important aspect to consider is memory. Now this memory makes sure that the level is continuous and also that it is playable. Now this step is a little further from the previous type, except for the fact that here all those level patterns created are validated by using a magical approach. Now this magical approach has a role similar to that of Hermione in Harry Potter. She was responsible of checking, correcting and even suggesting all the tasks that Harry Potter and Ron would have ruined. And the name of the magic element is Monte Carlo Tree Search Algorithm. Till now, we all have a clear idea how this MCTS works as it was discussed in the AlphaGo video. It keeps the tracks of the previous moves and gives the best solution. Similarly, here too, it checks the quality of the levels created by the design patterns approach and keeps the track while maintaining a search tree. This track also helps in other things for system, for example, number of gaps, enemies, etc. And they can prove to be crucial in evaluating and improvising the game. Apart from MCTS, another type of artificial neural network called the long short term or LSTM network can also be used. This network too helps in keeping the memory and had the control of when and how the previous data into the creation of levels, and thus helped in choosing a potential path to play and make sure the level was playable. It also had the independent parameters that helped in improvising the game further, for example, number of jumps involved, empty space the player can reach, etc. etc. So here comes another question. What is the best way to study poems, stories, etc. for a baby nowadays? Yes, they are videos. The kids nowadays have mobile in their hands and no one can stop them from watching videos. They being the quickest one to reject a call while learning. Isn't it? For Mario 2, the best way to understand and learn is through the videos, where it learns the gesture of the Mario. For example, the jump to surpass the gap or to collect the coins and places the elements according to it. These are also the areas where the player spends its maximum time. Basically, the data collected is utilized by 3 nodes, namely L, G and D. Now G has the geometric information. D has the relational information on how these geometric components can be combined and utilized to place the elements accordingly. L is the level which is created by the combination of G and D nodes. Let us now come to our last part of the input, learning from deception. Here the levels are built using generative adversarial networks or GANs. It is a type of deep learning technique where 2 neural networks are present. The generator that is creating solutions and the discriminator evaluating the quality. Imagine your teacher preparing a question paper. She tells you that it is very difficult, but in reality the paper is easy. Now who wins? Both, you and your teacher. She won because by fooling you she actually prepared you well, and you, scared at first, have improved yourself. Same is the case of generator and discriminator. Generator creates levels of fooling the discriminator that the levels are authentic. Discriminator recognizes this each time and both become better. Generator on creating samples and discriminator in giving better quality output. And this is called the learning from deception. So here is the end of the video. Comment in the comment section your favorite level in Mario game. Also, do like and share the video and subscribe the channel as the upcoming videos are gonna be even more interesting. Don't forget about the little surprise that will be disclosed at the end of the series. Till then, bye and take care.